Preferably you need to choose the yarn that corresponds to the product before crocheting. Step 1. We need to create a magic loop first. We start by wrapping the yarn around our pinky and then holding the yarn with our pinky. Then wrap the yarn around your index finger and pinch the intersection with your thumb. Then peel off the loop that is wrapped around the index finger. We can then use our middle finger to lift the yarn that needs to be crocheted up a bit so it's easier to crochet. Then pass the crochet hook through the pinched loop and hook the yarn, which is resting on your middle finger, out of the loop. There is now a loop on the crochet hook. Then continue to hook the yarn that is resting on your middle finger out of the loop. This completes the magic loop. Then start step 2. Crochet in a single stitch inside the magic loop. Note that single stitch crochet is often abbreviated to SC. It is important to note that the method of pinching the yarn has changed at this point. You now need to pinch the magic loop with your thumb and middle finger and then use your index finger to lift the yarn that needs to be crocheted a little higher. Before crocheting, you need to learn how to control the size of the loop. This is because the right size of the loop will give the crocheted piece a beautiful appearance. To make the loop larger, use your pinky to hold the yarn to keep it from loosening and then pull on the loop. To make it smaller, use the index finger of your left hand to pull on the yarn. It is usually necessary to keep the size of the loop to a size that will hold 2 crochet stitches best. If you are new to crocheting, you will also need to learn to hold the loop in place with your index finger, which will make it easier to control. Usually you need to secure the loop in the middle of the crochet head. Then pass the crochet hook through the pinched loop and hook the yarn, which is resting on your index finger, out of the loop. Note that the size of the loop now hooked out needs to be the same size as the other loop on the crochet hook. There are now 2 loops on the crochet hook. Then continue to hook the yarn that is resting on your index finger through these 2 loops. This completes 1 single crochet in the magic loop. Then look at the side of the piece and there will be a shape like a V. Then you need to mark the V with a paper clip. Here's something to keep in mind: the first V of any round of crochet needs to be marked with a paper clip. This is because it is the starting point for the next round of crocheting. Then crochet according to the stitch tip in the top right corner of the video for the first round. Hints indicate that you need to crochet 5 SC stitches for the first round. The number in parentheses at the end of the stitch tip in the upper right corner represents the number of V shapes that will correspond to this round of crochet. You need to control the size of the loop at all times while crocheting. It is important to note that after any given round of crocheting, we should count the number of V's on the side to determine if we have crocheted correctly. Then pull the end of the yarn tightly so that it forms a disc. This completes the first loop. Let's move on to step 3, learn increase stitch. We usually refer to the increase stitch as ink for short. The ink stitch is made by crocheting 2 SC stitches inside a V shape. Then you need to start crocheting from the V position marked by the previous round of paper clips. Now finish crocheting the first SC stitch of the second round. Now we need to mark the V with a paper clip. Once this is done, now start crocheting the ink stitch. Now crochet 1 SC stitch in this position. Then you need to go to this position and crochet another SC stitch. This completes an ink stitch. Then look at the 2 V shapes on the side. Now complete the second loop by following the stitch guide in the upper right corner. Once you've done that, you now need to learn the slip stitch and the chain stitch. We usually refer to these two stitches as SL, ST, and CH. Then crochet SL, ST, and CH once in the marked position. This completes one leg. Then you need to crochet the other leg in the same way. Note that the other leg does not need to be crocheted in the last SLST stitch and the yarn does not need to be cut. Now start crocheting the first round. Now start crocheting the second round. When finished, turn the work inside out and crochet 5 more CH stitches.